Hi, I'm Adam from Counting Crows, and we're in the hang, so come on in. I just think we've learned to be a better band. We have much more scope and range to what we can do. Back then, I think the only way we really knew how to play together was to play quietly, and that's what we did. But that was kind of boring after a while, especially in concert for me. I mean, I wanted to get loud guitars. I wanted to play faster. You know, all those things that come from your different musical tastes. And we've moved in those directions. To me, there's a lot greater depth to what we do. I get less and less prolific as a songwriter as we go along, but that's okay too. I mean, you get enough to make a record. You only really need. I don't write extra songs. We went in to make this record without writing any songs. We had one song when we began the record, and we just made it up as we went along, so that what you got on tape was a lot of people's first reactions to things. I was trying to cut out the whole rehearsal process. I didn't want us necessarily to get good at playing things as much as I wanted to catch us in that first moment of inspiration where you get an idea for how to play something. It's kind of like being in a candy store. You go to the rehearsal, there's this guy singing who I finally realized was Eddie Vedder, and then these three guys that I realized were the Doors, you know. And then a couple minutes later when they're done, two guys are sitting around trying to pick out Sunshine of Your Love, you know, and I realized it's Clapton and Jack Bruce, and they can't figure out how to play it. They can't seem to remember the chords or the riff, you know, and they're teaching it to each other. And that was cool because, yeah, for obvious reasons. Ginger Baker, also really cool, hasn't shown up yet. It's 2 or 3 hours late, which is just like real Cream, you know. And then later on at the show, you know, I'm one of the only kids in my generation who ever saw Cream, because Cream hadn't played in 25, 30 years. I was at that show and they played. I watched it with George Clinton. For whatever reason, that year, everybody wanted to see a guy in dreadlocks and a fringe jacket, a white guy. You know, that was the thing that year. I don't take credit for that part of it. You know, it's a great song. They're great records. That I'm real proud of. But you can't get too caught up in fame because it doesn't have all that much to do with you. You know, it's okay. It's got some really cool perks. I've met a lot of pretty girls because I was famous. And that sure beats being a geek. I remember people were saying, well, why could I have any problems in my life because I'm sleeping with this actress? It's like, well, I don't know. It's like insane people are insane people. You know, actresses are insane. They don't make your life any better necessarily. If I had problems, I have problems. You know, I'm just writing about it. You know, it doesn't invalidate all of them that I slept with some girl on a TV show. Just because everybody thinks they want that doesn't mean it actually solves your life. And any intelligent person knows that. I don't see why. That's what really bothers me. It's not quite the fascination, because I don't see how you avoid that. But the judgment, that seems really stupid and sort of mean-spirited to me. I don't buy Counting Crows bootlegs myself. Matt does. I'm not interested in it. I do leak them occasionally to people. To me, we're probably going to start releasing our own bootlegs. We have everything on tape. Just start putting stuff out cheap, maybe. I don't know. To me, it's not a big deal. I don't understand artists' fury over I understand the anger over bootleg records. You know, if it's like a bootleg version of your record, those sort of cheap Asian bootlegs they make. I understand that. But the live performances, I mean, a kid that goes and spends $30 to buy a version of your record or a live concert, that kid's got 4 copies of your record already. He gave one to his girlfriend, he's got one in his room, he's got one in his car, you know what I mean, he's got one at the office. Those people aren't like, they've already spent their money on you that you got. And you don't need to worry about losing any money on it. It's sort of, and it just, if you're a great live band, it puts that out there.